Crunchy.
A cheap old Harbor Freight pry bar was flexing when I was trying to turn that engine over. So I put a reinforcement bar on it and hard surfaced the tip of it. And I just put a couple of small tacks on there. Kerwood's always teasing me about my little tiny tacks. I have to run into town, but when I get back, I'm going to combine this with this and add this, and when I do, man, something awesome could happen. It could happen. Hello boys and girls. I can't tell if you can see, can't tell if it's in the screen or not, if you can see what I'm messing with here, but of course it's that Hemi. And curiosity got the better of me. Oh, by the way, rocking my One Lonely Farmer hat here today. You know, he drove out here and paid me a visit, he and Teresa.
Yeah, I made the trip.
Yeah, he made the trip. I'm really glad to stop by. Come in to see the old beast here. And he gave me this hat and sent me a mug and probably a bunch of other stuff. And he made some shirts for me too, some good quality shirts. I don't know if he's still into that or not. I haven't heard him say much about that lately, but I got some good stuff from him. Anyway, some Whalen Wire shirts. But what I'm doing is I'm dropping nuts on the floor is what I'm doing. Get y'all up to speed here. What I'm doing is pulling the valve covers. Curiosity just got the best of me. And plus I kind of want to see, just want to make sure there's no valve stuck, you know, on this thing. And going to kind of look into that. I'd been thinking about that, and then one of the viewers commented about that, and I decided, yeah, it's a good idea. I probably should go forward with that thought, but you know, it's going to cost me maybe cost me a set of rocker arm cover gaskets. But you know, that's a cheap price to pay if you can keep yourself from bending a push rod or something silly like that. So that's what I'm doing, and when there's something to see, I will definitely show you. Well, it feels like that I may not sacrifice a gasket after all. These things are pulling off here reminds me of a milking machine. See, my mind, my mind is like a bad neighborhood, man. You don't ever want to go there alone. See how I think? It's weird. You think it's weird. From your end, you ought to live in here. Okay, let's see if I can just gently move this thing. Look there. The gasket stayed intact, and it doesn't appear that it's leaked either. It hasn't been leaking. Of course, it hasn't been running, but I don't see indications of it leaking anywhere. Push rods seem to be intact, all of them. Oh, no, that's not the case on that other engine over there. That one over there, one of the rockers is off of the push rod. So, not sure what's going on there. I tipped that thing up on the other side to put some more slickum goodie in the cylinders in it. Of course, you dumped all the oil out on the floor from the other side. That's okay. That's not the first time this floor's had oil on it. It won't be the last. Anyway, yeah, everything seems to be intact here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that other side, then I'll get back with you. I mentioned earlier that we misplaced the starter for this thing. And boy, it's a mystery. And it's not turned up. I'm not going to by itself. Probably not going to come knocking on the door. So here I am. Oh, but yeah, that kind of knocked the wind out of my sails when that happened. But regrouped. My buddy Robo Frank, man, he's quite a guy. I'll tell you more about him later. But anyway, he's the one that gave me that other Hemi engine over there. The one that's dumping oil out on the floor as we speak, as I speak, and as you listen. He sent me a picture. I told him the saga of the missing starter. He sent me a picture of Hemi starters. Is this what you're looking for? Well, maybe. I said maybe, depending on the tooth count, you know, and I was going to count the teeth on this thing, but it stuck. I turned it over a little ways and then it kind of stuck, and I probably need to turn it back the other way and kind of work it back and forth. But it's hard to do that with it on this stand. You just can't get a good grip, and I can't get a good angle on the teeth, on the flywheel. And plus I don't have the right tool. I've got an old cheap Harbor Freight pry bar that bends, and I can't find my good, hard, solid metal crowbar. That's what I need for this thing. So I may build something, but when I get ready to do that, I'll pick this thing up on that lift over there where I can get under it and get to it. But when he asked me if that's the starter I needed, I said, well, maybe. And he's got two of them, and we don't know, because I started studying up on this thing and reading the forums, and the old boys that deal with this stuff know a lot about them. And he said this 51 through 54. One guy said, man, don't lose that starter. Don't lose that starter housing. Hard to come by. So, you know, and I guess the newer ones are different. 55 on up then had something different. So, at any rate, one of the starters that Robo Frank has came off of an engine just like this, with the in early 51 through 54, with the extended bell housing on it that houses that torque converter. So I'm kind of thinking that one will probably fit this thing. And at least what'll happen is we'll go get it, and when this other starter that we lost, when it hears about that, when it hears that I'm fixing to go get another starter, it may show up and say, whoa, we can't have that. Here I am. So, yeah, we'll see. We shall see. You know how they are. They get jealous sometimes. Things like that. I think she broke loose. Yeah, it's got a kind of stuck on there we go. There we go. Oh yeah, that gasket's in good shape as well. Kind of dry out here, all along the outside edge is dry. Well, that's just a wonderful thing, man. That's another one of life's precious little gifts right there. Okay. Push rods are intact, turning except for this one. So this valve, as you can see, this valve's down, and I think the rest of them I could probably tap on them and see what the deal is. Yeah, they're all loose. Well, this is interesting. I can see that one give. That one. Yep. And that one. That was solid. You hear that? So you know what? I didn't check that one. Oh, that one's loose. You know, that puppy may be stuck. That valve may be stuck because of that push rod is in fact out of its socket. Okay. Okay. We got something going on there. All right, I'll better look into that. I'm going to investigate that a little bit. I'm going to check the other side. I'll get back with you. Okay, I'm kind of glad I investigated this. I'm glad I looked into this. I'm going to get you guys off the tripod there for a second. Hang on now. I won't drop you, I promise. If I do, I'll drop you on your head so you won't get hurt. Yeah, we got a stuck valve here. And I'm sure glad I found this before I went ahead and continued turning this thing over, or even tried to fire it, because with this push rod out of its little socket there, you know, it could have mangled things, could have bent that rod all up, or just done some damage. So the other side, everything seems to be intact. When I tap on those, they all give a little and spring back. So I'm not a mechanic, but I think that's what I want to see. And you know, this one, we're going to have to get this one loosened up. And if I don't have it figured out by the time I post this video, one of you real mechanics out there, see, I hesitate to ask for advice on YouTube. I know there's some guys out there that really know what they're doing and they really give good advice, but there's also some guys out there that don't have a clue and they'll give you advice anyway. There's some keyboard mechanics out there has never changed a spark plug, but boy, they'll tell you how to torque your rod bearings or something, you know. So I've just always been cautious. But I got a couple guys that I trust, several of them actually, that I met on YouTube, that I feel like they know their stuff, and I can email them behind the scenes, and they're always straight with me, you know. So yeah, if this is not broke loose by the time you see this video, I have a sneaking suspicion it will, because I'm going to contact one of my contacts. My first thought was to maybe put a little heat on it, but I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I mean, not enough to take any kind of temper out of those springs. I wouldn't do that, but maybe just a little bit of heat on that valve stem. I don't know. That may be a horrible idea, so I'm not going to do that until I check with someone, but we may just keep lubing that stem and tapping on it. That may work too. Okay guys, that's enough for now. I'll shut up and let you get back to your project, whatever you're, you know, changing the oil or washing the dishes, whatever you're doing. All right. Well, I got it, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and big old fat squirrels. Yeah, started tapping on it, brass hammer or rubber hammer, whatever I was using, and drove it down and it stuck, and it didn't come loose. So I put some lube in there, and then I got in here with my little spreader opener and started spreading that spring open, and pretty soon it popped back up, and that allowed the penetrating goop to get down in there, and so now it's free. It sounds like the rest of them. Boy, that was obvious though when I hit it. It made a whole different sound than the rest of them. Anyway, there we go. I'm happy about that. Are you guys happy? I'm just thrilled, man. Well, I'm going to leave that other rocker loose, and I'm going to go ahead and loosen this one up as well. And I won't torque it back down until I can turn this thing over and watch it and just make sure that everything is on the up and up, that it's not trying to pull something sneaky on me. Okay, fellers, let's you and I get that engine and stand rolled over here to the lift where I can pick it up and get to the bottom side, and I think half of that bell housing comes off on the bottom. I'll get that thing off so that I can get to that flywheel and get the proper the proper angle on a pry bar so I can turn the flywheel. I turned it one way as far as it go, which was pretty far, but it kind of felt like it was going to stick again, and I didn't want to force things. So I'm going to rock it back the other direction, but I couldn't do that with it being how it is on that stand, and crawling on the floor under there. I just couldn't get the right angle on it. So I'm going to get it up in the air where I can reach it more properly. So yeah, so let you and I do that. You fellas grab one end, and I'll get the other, and we'll move that motor over here a little bit closer to the lift. So you and I are going to move that motor. It's kind of like reminds me of that a prayer that a guy used to say every morning. He would say, "Now God, let you and I not get into anything today that you can't get us out of." I kind of like that. That's come in handy a few times. Oh, look there. That's so easy to move now. Much easier. Mr. Kerwood. I'm doing good. I just pushed that Hemi over to the lift. Yeah, I oiled up the casters and I pushed her over to the lift, and I'm getting ready to pick her up in the air. Yeah. Okay, we got Hemi situated pretty good on that lift. It's sitting underneath these guys, and they can't come out. They can't lift out because the whole weight of the thing's sitting on top of them. They have to stay down in there, and that's the same way all the way around. So it can't slip off. It can't go anywhere now. I'm liking that pretty good. So now we can get in there, and as our peak says, we can prize on it. We can prize on it, man. We can pry on it, and maybe we'll get a prize too. Okay, that's enough for now. What is it? Road King says, enough of this. Okay, I've been under there prizing on it. Been under there prying on that flywheel, and I can move it pretty easy. It moves really easy, about a quarter of the way around, and then it comes up on a hard place. And if you go back the other way, it moves real easy again, and then it comes up on a hard place. And I hope it's not, the crank coming up against a broken rod or something like that. I really hope it's not, but I'm fitting to pull the pan off of that thing and take a look at the bottom end of this thing. I haven't done that, so I'm about to. Right now, I'm getting ready to have me a big old swig of this juice drink that I make. It's called a Mean Green. Oh, it's mean. It is. It's 8 kale, 4 celery, 1 cucumber, 2 green apples. That'll sweeten it up. A thumb-sized chunk of ginger root, 1 peeled lemon. What else? I think that's all except for my concoction. That's how the recipe called. But for mine, I put a big old handful of serrano peppers and thaw them in there and juice them up. And I mean a big handful. And whew, boy, it'll put hair on your chest and give shy people the nerve to get up and do what needs to be done. And I'm getting ready to pull that pan, see what's going on in there. Oh yeah. Now I got the nerve. Got the nerve to do it now. Oh yeah. Ow! That's my head. Ow! Okay, let's drop the oil out of that thing. I don't think it's got a whole lot in there, but we'll get it out. Oh, some water in there. That's not good. Yeah, got some chunks coming out. Some junky lumps. It's not metal though. That's good. Yeah, I'll put the plug back in, go ahead and drop her down. Yeah. But that might be hard to get down, but it's gonna fall right off. Well, I don't see anything disastrous right offhand. One cylinder, pretty good. Two cylinders, pretty good. They look real clean. Nothing just totally, you know, rusted up real bad. There's a cylinder, the piston's up pretty good, and it's nice and shiny on the piston wall. And that one's nice and shiny, smooth. Real nice. Huh. Well, that one feels real good. Oh. Need a little bit different kind of a flashlight. Yeah, that looks really good. Real nice. So, I wonder why it's coming up on that hard spot. I may have to pull ahead. I don't know. I don't want to. But I may. Okay, lots of sludge and sledge and mud and slop and you know, just really thick stuff, but no metal, no chunks or anything. A little thinned out because I squirted some brake clean on that sump. Try and get it kind of cleaned up. Quit leaking. But yeah, no metal, so that's always nice. That's nice, isn't it? When it turns really easily. Look at that. It easily turns. Comes up on a hard spot. Right there. Oh, there it is. Now I mentioned something about, you know, wondering if it had a valve that dropped down the cylinder that piston's hitting on and stopping it, but now it can't. It can't with this hemispherical. The valves come in at an angle. Matt and I were talking about that the other night. I talked to Chevaholic on the phone. What a nice guy, man. I've had his number for years, and I've felt like I've known him for years, but I never had talked to him. And I gave him a call the other night and had a really good visit. He's a good guy. I told him when I called, I said, this is your, of course he knew it was. He saw the number, where it was from and everything. I said, this is your favorite FTD florist. I told him, it depends on how generous Kerwood feels that he might even get chocolates for Christmas. But he got a kick out of that. We had a big laugh. But nice guy. Really enjoyed talking with him. So, but we were talking about how those valves are at the angle coming in at a, you can see this one comes in this way. It can't drop down. It couldn't even, unless there's a piece of it broke off on the end, and I don't think that's the case. They all spring, you know, they all spring back the way they should. I don't know. We'll just keep going, I guess. I'm going to build some kind of pry bar that or beef this one up so I can turn that flywheel a little bit more.